Welcome to ThinkTech on OC16, Hawaii's weekly newscast on things that matter to tech and to Hawaii. I'm Anu HIttle.
And I'm Elise Anderson.
In our show this week, we'll take a look at two interesting talk shows we've had with senior government officials in the city administration and in the PUC.
We'll also visit the Made in Hawaii show at Neil Blaisdell Center and talk with the people we saw there to find out how things are doing in that part of our economy.
As everyone knows, ThinkTech does more than 30 live stream talk shows from our downtown studio every week. We had two particularly interesting ones this week.
One was on Talk Story with John Waihee on Monday. Host John Waihee, former governor, brought in two officials from the city administration, Roy Amemiya, city manager, and Ray Soon, chief of staff. We're in the middle of a campaign season for mayor, and that made it particularly interesting. Here are some highlights. As you can see, John Waihee is an excellent host.
I have, for the last few months, been a member of the Charter Commission for the City and County of Honolulu. And during that time, I've learned a lot about what the city does for all of us on Oahu. And I thought it would be fun if we could actually talk to some of the people who are doing the work there. You know, separately from any kind of political, statement or marketing. So this would be talking to two individuals. I've got two guests today who are hands-on. The ins and outs of the city and county of Honolulu are with us this afternoon. First of all, we have the mayor's managing director. This is the guy that's like better than the vice president. Vice president doesn't have regular jobs, but he's sort of the vice president of Honolulu. So he's the managing director, Roy Amemiya. Welcome, Roy.
Welcome. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, let's do that. And we have with us Ray Soon, and Ray is the mayor's chief of staff.
Right. I guess the managing director is kind of like, if you look at a corporate structure, it's like the chief operating officer. So I kind of handle the day-to-day operations of the city, the mayor being the CEO.
Right.
The big picture guy. And Ray supports the administration by working with the mayor to help devise policy. And that's a major part of what he helps get done.
Well, that's great. And so that's what you do. But how do you get to where you are so that you're now the COO of the City and County of Honolulu?
So my background is quite diverse. I started off in banking. I was at the Bank of Hawaii for 20 years.
Wow.
Then I took a position with a former mayor as the Budget and Fiscal Services Director for one term, for 4 years.
Okay.
Went back into banking for another 10 years. And then became the CEO of Olelo Community Television, which was quite different again. 5 years into that job, Mayor called and asked if I'd be interested.
From public television to back to the city.
Back to the city.
Wow, that's terrific. And what about you, Ray?
Well, like Roy, I've been around for a while, so the journey is meandering here and there. A lot of private entrepreneurial work, a number of companies, which I still have and are still alive. I also put in 12 years at the state. In fact, I came back because you invited me back. I was in Boston. I was having a great time in Boston.
You know, I've been waiting for you to say that.
You twisted my arm to come back to Hawaii. That was in 1991, and I've been home since.
The other on Wednesday was Hawaii's State of Clean Energy, in which hosts Jay Fidel and Sharon Moriwaki of the Hawaii Energy Policy Forum brought in Randall Iwase, chair of the State Public Utilities Commission, which recently rejected NextEra Energy's application to buy Hawaiian Electric, and that made the discussion all the more interesting. Here are highlights from that show.
He was appointed to chair of the PUC in January 2015. He was named chair of the commission by Governor David Ige for a term to expire on June 30th, 2020. So he has plenty of time to change the world, right? Before his appointment to the commission, Chair Iwase served as the chair of the Hawaii State Tax Review and chair of the Hawaii Labor and Industrial Relations Appeals Board. He also served as the supervising deputy attorney general, where his division provided legal counsel to the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs and the Public Utilities Commission. Chair Iwase is a former state senator and a former Honolulu City Council member. He holds a JD from the University of San Francisco School of Law and a BA from the University of Florida, Gainesville, where he graduated with honors. I'm reading from the PUC website, and there's a picture of him, which doesn't look entirely like him, but it's close enough. And also, I want to mention, this is very important, that he ran for governor of the state of Hawaii in 2006. Am I right?
That's correct.
Welcome to our show. We are honored to have you, Chair Iwase.
Certainly you are.
Thank you, Jay. Thanks, Sharon.
And thanks for speaking yesterday. Can you summarize your remarks at Clean Energy Day?
Well, it was just a brief recapping of what has been happening at the PUC at an operational level. We've increased staffing from 32 to 55. Staffing is critical. I've been in government now for 34 years, and commissioners like me, we're like leaves in the wind. We come and go. And but the staff, they provide the continuity. They provide the expertise. They provide, and the people we've hired are very energized, very committed, and I'm very pleased that with what we've gotten so far. We have room for 10 more people, and they have.
So if you're interested, contact the PUC.
Yeah. Yes.
And you have space for them now?
No.
Oh,
No.
oh.
We have to wait. We fill up the space. So, but it was critical because we had the merger case coming on. We had what I call the 4 major dockets: demand response, distributed energy resource, the power supply improvement plan, and the decoupling dockets. As I said yesterday, the Nextera merger case sucked all the air out of the room. People, because it was the case that everyone wanted to know about. But lurking there, just as important, and in my view, more important, were these 4 dockets, because the Nextera case was about who would be operating the utility, but not where they're going to go.
ThinkTech loves to stay current and catch up with public officials to find out what's happening in government, and we are happy we can produce talk shows like these. Stay tuned for more every week on thinktechhawaii.com.
At the same time, we like to stay current on events in the community, especially those having to do with tech, energy, diversification, and globalism. So this Admissions Day weekend, we made it a point to visit the 22nd Annual Made in Hawaii Festival at Neil Blaisdell Center.
The 3-day Made in Hawaii Festival is produced by the Hawaii Food Industry Association, and it's a great experience for exhibitors, buyers, and consumers. This year, there were 400 exhibitors offering food, books, art, crafts, jewelry, gifts, fashion, produce, and much more.
It was a remarkable confluence of local exhibitors, vendors and handcrafters, homegrown companies bursting with homegrown products of every kind. Yes, this does say something about our economy and the spirit and prospect of our local businesses.
festival also showcased entertainment from award-winning performers on the entertainment stage and a variety of cooking demonstrations by Hawaii's top chefs on the cooking demonstration stage.
We took our camera, walked the floor in our customary fashion, and we talked to the people who were there.
My name is Jerry Guerrero, and I'm the artist, and welcome to Made in Hawaii Festival.
What was your favorite find of the day so far?
So far, I think probably the jams we just picked up.
Perfect.
Yeah, and they're right across from the Portuguese bread, so now we have lunch.
We sell in Longs, drugs, and a few other places, and this is probably the best way to sell it. You interact with the people and find out what kind of dogs they have.
I'm helping my wife. If you want an interview, it's probably better to talk to her.
We're showing our new black tea ginger.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you're from Hawaii?
Hawaiian Sun, yes.
And is this all fresh, made in Hawaii?
It's all made in Hawaii, yes.
Hawaii salad dressing.
That's right. How are
We're
you?
making a movie for OC16.
Oh, really? It's my favorite channel.
Stuff all over the place.
That's what we want to do. That's why we're here. Pineapple vinaigrette. Gordon's pineapple vinaigrette. It's only available on Kauai now, but it will be on Oahu soon. We had a great show. We're almost sold out, as you can see.
I'm a graphic artist in Hawaii. I live in Ewa Beach. Been here about 10 years, and I do this illustrations, kind of vintage mid-century type feel to it.
This is a family business. Today we got my oldest, my second daughter, and my youngest daughter.
She's actually been living here for a couple years, and she's going to be moving back to the mainland. So before she went, she wanted one last Hawaii, made in Hawaii adventure.
What about us here is made in Hawaii, selling local products. Support the local people.
We do all things passion fruit. Jellies, mustards, butters, syrups, dressings, sauces.
We have a family business. There's 9 of us that do this, and based out of Hanapepe. And we just have a blast. We make Hawaiian salts, specializing in fruit infusions.
So tell us about your product.
Well, we make marine life jewelry. Everything inspired from the ocean. And we are also...
Borrowed from the ocean?
No, we inspired.
Oh, okay.
Inspired from the ocean. Everything we do, excuse me, I'm still eating now. Everything we make, we try to protect the ocean.
This is our guava smoked meat. So everything is marinated and then smoked. And then it's a cold smoke, so it's only partially cooked. And then only here we're selling our frozens. But we have a restaurant in Kalihi where we sell plate lunches and stuff like that.
So you make these cookies?
Yes, we do. We make it on the island of Kauai in the quaint town of Hanapepe. And we have every type of cookie, butter cookies, to bite size, to our cookies that you would see in the stores here. We also do fresh baked products like mochi, manju, which is, and we also do banana breads, and we also do Kauai cookie crust pies.
We have Indian food by India Cafe. We do curry plate lunches where you can get a delicious chicken tikka masala with some side veggies. We do healthy vegetarian. We also bottle the sauces. So if you want to cook at home, you just pour it in a pot, add your meat, vegetables, simmer, and serve. So you don't have to be an Indian authentic cook to cook it at home yourself.
Hi. So tell us about your company.
Well, we have been in business for 25 years now. And we have been coming to the Made in Hawaii Festival for about 7 years. Fantastic show. It gives us the exposure that small businesses need.
This is Wow Wow Lemonade. We make local, try to do organic and raw as much as we can. It's all lemonade made to order pretty much.
We're a small company from Maui. We grow all of our own fruits for our products. We make jams and jellies, and we have dressings on this side. And it's like I said, a family-owned company. We're here sharing what we grow. It's come straight from our farm to your tables.
Light Sleepers was created in '97 as a radio show on KTUH College Radio. Promoted Hawaii hip hop, and I eventually converted it to a full brand, basically using a lot of hip hop, Hawaii hip hop people.
So I make neoprene beach pouches, water resistant, splash proof, island inspired, and a little bit of NorCal in there too.
I have a handmade product out of Maui. It's raw, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, all organic.
This company is Mark Tomzak. He's from Kona. He has a studio in Kona.
Is your son?
He's my friend.
Oh, okay.
And he finger paints with one finger. He paints on the back of it. It starts off with a little orb like this. Paints on the back of it. And
and that's what you get.
We want you to just tell us about your product.
Oh, okay. It's just a musubi maker, and it makes 27 musubis at one time. You can make 9, 18, or 27. So 1 can, 2 cans, or 3 cans. Or we have a smaller one that makes 6 or 9.
So we're here with the homemade bakery, and can you tell us about the various cookies that you offer?
So we have 3 different flavors. We have the chocolate chip, the shortbread, and we have a macadamia nut shortbread. They just launched these cookies yesterday, special for the Made in Hawaii show.
We offer custom-made flask handles, basically paracord that we convert into handles. And basically the handles are to help carry your flask bottles.
During the casa, and I do all Hawaiian nature photography.
When I started, I made 5 bags. The next week, I got a little bit of money from that sale, and so I made maybe 10 bags. And so it's grown slowly, organically, very grassroots. I never got a loan. I didn't have a business plan, which isn't cool, but I really didn't. So that's the truth.
I had cancer several years ago. So, yes, no, I had cancer. Cancer, the bad kind. Well, they're both bad. And all the products, when I went through chemotherapy, all the products seemed to damage my skin. They were too harsh on the skin, irritated the skin. So being in the beauty industry my whole life and working for skincare companies and have my own, I just figured I'd do it all over again and try to reinvent the wheel.
My company is called Lotus and Lime, and it's a mother-daughter local business. We design clothing items.
So you and your mother, you and your daughter?
My daughter and I, And we design clothing pieces and jewelry pieces, but the jewelry pieces are one-of-a-kind items.
We make scale model canoes and also other woodworking. We have some poi pounders, some fish hooks, but our main focus is Hawaiian-style racing canoes.
We package tortilla, butter mochi, we have tapioca, and all the products that we use is actually all natural with no artificial flavors and preservative.
Our 5th year, this is our friend anniversary. Our first friend date was coming here together, and this is our 5th year in a row.
I'm actually an employee of the USDA. I work for the National Agricultural Statistics Service, and I'm the state statistician for Hawaii. So my job is to do surveys of farmers in Hawaii. So I come to Made in Hawaii to talk to our producers that are here.
If you want to know more about the Made in Hawaii Festival, check out madeinhawaiifestival.com. If you didn't go this year, you may want to consider going next year. And now let's take a look at our ThinkTech calendar of events going forward.
ThinkTech broadcasts its talk shows live on the internet from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays, and then we broadcast our earlier shows all night long, and some people listen to them all night long.
If you missed a show or want to replay or share any of our shows, they're all archived on demand on thinktechhawaii.com and YouTube. For our audio stream, go to thinktechhawaii.com/radio.
Visit thinktechhawaii.com for our weekly calendar and our live stream and YouTube links, or better yet, sign up on our email list and get the daily docket of our upcoming shows.
ThinkTech has a high-tech green screen studio at Pioneer Plaza. If you want to see it or be part of our live audience, or if you want to participate in our programs, contact Jay at thinktechhawaii.com. Help us raise public awareness on ThinkTech.
Go ahead, give us a thumbs up on YouTube, or send us a tweet at ThinkTechHI. We'd like to know how you feel about the issues and events that affect our lives in Hawaii. We want to stay in touch with you, and we'd like you to stay in touch with us. Let's think together.
If you'd like to speak out on an issue or event, you can. We love the First Amendment and we love hearing from our viewers. You can come down to our Speaker's Corner and make a video statement on the web. See ThinkTechHawaii.com.
And you can also call in and join our talk shows live. While you're watching any of our shows, you can call in at 415-871-2474 and pose a question or make a comment. Call in. We look forward to hearing from you. And now here's this week's ThinkTech commentary.
Aloha, namaskar, and hello. I'm Anu HIttle, host of Climate Change Beyond Outrage, where we discuss solutions to climate problems facing people, nations, and the world. Today, I want to talk about the Arctic, where a drama is unfolding. Climate change is causing the region's biggest ice sheets to melt. The Greenland ice sheet alone covers an area 3 times the size of Texas. If it melts, sea levels around the globe would rise by about 6 meters. That's 18 feet. Luckily, that hasn't happened yet. But Arctic ice melt is accelerating. This month, the extent of Arctic sea ice is the 3rd lowest on record, and the record low was set just 3 years ago. This month, the extent of Arctic sea ice is the 3rd lowest on record, and the record low was set just 3 years ago. That's according to experts at the National Snow and Ice Data Center, where they keep track of all things cold. It is worrying news for the Arctic's indigenous people who have lived in the region for millennia. Climate change means their homeland will be exposed to extensive alterations, and it means the Arctic will get much more attention from the rest of the world for its resources, for trade routes, and for tourism. But it's worrying news for all of us, because what happens in the Arctic doesn't stay in the Arctic. We have no idea what this huge amount of melted freshwater will do to ocean currents. Currents like the jet stream, which keep places like England warmer than other countries at those latitudes. Currents that determine which crops grow where. 8 nations that directly border this cold global commons make up the Arctic Council. Earlier this August, 35 experts from the Arctic Council and several other nations, including China and Japan, came together at the East-West Center to thaw out. They represented countries, indigenous governments, and research institutions. They focused on 2 main questions. First, how does the Paris Climate Agreement affect the Arctic? And second, how does the Arctic affect global climate? Climate superstar Dan Refsnyder, a leader of the process that led to the Paris Agreement, was here as well. He told the audience to stay tuned because enough nations may ratify the Paris Agreement for it to enter into force this year. The Arctic, however, is not directly mentioned in the Paris Agreement, which is surprising considering the huge role those ice sheets play in regulating climate. According to senior Arctic official Julia Gorley, the effects of black carbon are not directly addressed in the Paris Agreement. But for the Arctic Council's working groups, this is a big area of research. Black carbon particles are the dark specks of soot and dust produced by burning fossil fuels. Black soot can absorb heat and help speed the melting of ice. So what are the takeaways from this conference? The Arctic is melting, and it's melting fast, faster than we can keep up with, and faster than indigenous knowledge or science can keep up with. We have very little information on these big changes. Some key information about the U.S. Arctic's continental shelf, for instance, is from old whaling records collected in the 1800s. These gaps in knowledge make it hard to understand the changes that have already happened and the changes to come. And these gaps make it difficult for us to become resilient and adapt. To help fill some of these gaps, this group of Arctic experts publishes an exhaustive report each year on this North Pacific dialogue. It reflects nations' cooperation in Arctic science and monitoring and goes beyond politics. For more information, follow me on Twitter at Anu_HIttle or on Facebook, Climate Change Beyond Outrage. Aloha, namaskar, and goodbye.
We'll be right back to wrap up this week's edition of ThinkTech. But first, we want to thank our underwriters.
Okay, Elise, that wraps up this week's edition of ThinkTech. Remember, you can watch ThinkTech on OC16 several times every week. Can't get enough of it, just like Elise does. For additional times, check out oc16.tv.
For lots more ThinkTech videos and for underwriting and sponsorship opportunities on ThinkTech, visit thinktechhawaii.com. Be a guest or a host, a producer or an intern, and help us reach and have an impact on Hawaii.
Thanks for being part of our ThinkTech family and supporting our open discussion of tech, energy, diversification, and globalism in Hawaii. You can watch this show throughout the week and tune in next Sunday evening for our next important weekly episode. I'm Anu HIttle.
And I'm Elise Anderson. Aloha, everyone.